According to the National Safety Council, or NSC, driver distractions have joined both alcohol and speeding as the largest contributing factors to fatal and serious injury in car crashes. The NSC estimates that 21% of all crashes in 2010 involved talking on cell phones. In 1996, cell phone subscriptions covered only 14% of the U.S. population. By 2011, that had grown to 102.4%. When observing the behavior of fellow drivers, it is apparent to me that the cell phone use behind the wheel is a threat to public safety. Distracted driving from the use of cell phone is a growing problem on our nation's highways. It is impossible to operate a cell phone hands-free or otherwise and safely operate a motor vehicle. Cell phone use behind the wheel involves three types of distractions: visual, physical, and cognitive. First, we will look at how the use of cell phones causes visual distraction. Drivers must engage in several necessary tasks to safely operate a motor vehicle. It is a myth that humans can multitask. Most people engage in task switching, which is helpful for some things, but conflicts with safety when driving. It seems logical that a driver must be looking at the road and area around him to drive safely. Approximately 5% of cell phone related crashes occur because a driver is texting. A car traveling 55 miles per hour can cover the length of a football field in 5 seconds. The average time spent reading or sending a text is 4.6 seconds. Therefore, if someone is texting and driving, their vehicle will travel the length of a football field with no visual guidance. Interacting with a handheld device while driving creates a physical distraction. While not illegal to drive with one hand, it's certainly safer to use both. Studies have shown that overall crash risks increase 3.6 times when a driver interacts with a handheld device. Texting while driving creates a physical distraction by taking one hand off, by putting one hand on the phone and leaving only one hand on the steering wheel. Dallas, Texas Police Sergeant Paul Hinton told NBC of Dallas in 2012 that he teaches law enforcement officers to place both hands on the steering wheel at 9 and 3 o'clock to drive safely in emergencies like highway chases. Research shows there is no difference between hands-free and handheld devices in driver distraction. When people attempt to perform two cognitive complex tasks such as driving and talking on the phone, the brain shifts its focus, creating cognitive distraction. Even if a driver isn't texting but talking on the phone, he may be looking but not seeing. This is known as inattentional blindness. Estimates indicate that drivers using the cell phone look but fail to see up to 50% of the information in their driving environment. Current laws regulating the use of cell phones behind the wheel are not enough to put a stop to cell phone related automobile accidents. Most every state has a law addressing some form of cell phone use behind the wheel, but these laws vary widely. These laws address who can use a cell phone behind the wheel, the types of devices that can be used while driving, where the phone can be used while driving, and some prohibit texting while driving. However, no state or federal law bans all cell phone use for all drivers. Despite current laws regulating cell phone use in 2010, State Farm Insurance Company stated that the use of cell phones resulted annually in 636,000 crashes, 330,000 personal injuries, 12,000 major injuries, 2,700 deaths, and $43 billion in damages. In conclusion, cell phone behind the wheel causes visual, physical, and cognitive distraction. Both drivers, passengers, and pedestrians are at risk of injury or death because of the use of cell phones while operating a motor vehicle. Tracy Newton Atkinson, lost her father and stepmother in an accident in March of 2013. They were out for a Sunday drive on their motorcycle and stopped to make a turn when an SUV driven by a driver who was texting ran over them from the rear. Tracy says, "Our lives changed forever that day. We didn't get to say goodbye. We didn't get to tell them how much we love them. They didn't get to see my son marry the love of his life, or the joy on my face as I welcomed my first grandchild into the world. All we have left are memories and photos to look back on. We all know one day we will have to say goodbye to the ones we love, but not like this." I have a sheet on myth versus reality, on multitasking here, and also here. And the second visual aid is my phone.